Welcome back to the RC Wrench Bench. We're continuing with our upgraded arm mounts on the associated rival MT10. We already installed the rear mounts and we just left the whole rear clip uninstalled from the chassis because we're going to put a new chassis on this rig. Now we're going to move on to the installation of the front. Taking the front clip off is just a little bit more involved because of the steering components. So we're going to work on taking the front clip off and then we'll get to putting those on. First thing we're going to do is, you'll notice I still have the LED lights in the front that came with this. There's a connector right here, so we are going to disconnect those, so that will come off. And then to disconnect the steering, I think I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect the turnbuckle here right at the arm, not the arm, but the steering arm. And that I think will be the easiest. And I did install the aluminum caster hub and steering hub from Exotek. I haven't run it yet. I just put it in like last week or so, and so that looks great. We'll see how it works a little bit later on. And since I'm gonna have lots of screws out there moving around, I'm gonna take that screw right out and then I'm gonna just reinstall it right in that steering arm. That way we don't get it mixed up. We'll do that on both sides. So now we're disconnected from steering. And then I think we are able to take everything else off. So if I remember correctly, there'll just be a series of screws to get the front clip off. There is the rear section of the front skid plate that's held on with these 4 screws at the back, 2mm, and then these bigger 2.5mm that go into the gearbox, and then these 4 2mm screws that go through the gearbox, and then this one center screw right here. So I guess we'll work from the front to the back for getting this thing taken apart. Some dirt or something stuck in there. Let's see. There we go. That is stuck in there just a little bit. Let's see if I can convince that to come out. There we go. Yeah, there's a little bit of dirt stuck in there. All right, so that takes care of that. And I'm going to work on these 4 screws. That's a great shot of my hand for you to look at. Probably ought to start a contest to see who has the best hands in YouTube among the RC people. I think I'd be near the top. All right, so that front skid plate is connected to the bumper here. And so I am going to remove these 2 screws on top and take the whole bumper out. I'm just going to leave those 2 screws right with it so we're not mixing those up. While I've got the 2mm driver on here, I'm going to go ahead and remove these 4 screws. And I think these are all the same size, but I don't recall for sure. convenient when we don't have 8 million different sizes of screws. All right, so there's those 4. And then these right there. And then if I remember correctly, there's a set of 2 on the top side that kind of pinches everything together right here in front of the receiver box. All right, with all those out, I think we are able to remove that. Look at that. Yes, we are. Oh yeah, one last link that we need to remove. Oh no, that'll be fine. All right, there we go. I am going to remove that that one screw right there. So the servo horn, obviously the steering link needs to come out to free up that skid plate. Whoops. I don't absolutely have to remove that, but since I'm going to be replacing the chassis, I might as well. This chassis is not broken, it's just very used, and the new ones are so cheap. The only thing that I think I stripped is this screw for the motor mount. Doesn't seem to be getting any purchase into anything. It doesn't seem to affect the actual motor, but as far as its stability while running it, but we're going to go ahead and replace the chassis anyway. All right, so with the front clip taken off, then we've got access to the arm mounts. We're going to go ahead and install those next.